Hi, I'm Aaron Braxton, and I'm the author of Jessie and the Caterpillar Who Got Its Wings. I wanted to read a small excerpt from my show so that you get a sense of the tone. All right, enjoy. Moths eat sweaters? Asked Kevin. Yeah, you didn't know that? Asked Khalilah. No, it must not taste very good, said Kevin. Uh-huh, moths love sweaters. I think it's their favorite food, clarified Bobby. One time, I had this sweater I got for Christmas, and I had a picture of Rudolph on it, and a moth ate Rudolph's nose. No way, said Kevin. Uh-huh, said Bobby. When I put the sweater on for my birthday, Rudolph didn't have a nose anymore, just a hole where his nose used to be. All of a sudden, I got the giggles. I couldn't help it. First, I started wondering why was Bobby wearing a Christmas sweater for his birthday. Then I started imagining Rudolph without a nose, and it sent me into a laughing spree. I tried to hold it in, but then the image of Bobby in a birthday hat and Rudolph without a nose would pop back into my head, and the giggles would start all over again. The more I tried to squash the image, the more distorted the nose got, and the funnier it became. Pretty soon I was laughing so hard tears were rolling down my cheeks. What's so funny? Cried Bobby. His question only made me laugh harder. He was so serious, and all I could think about was how poor Rudolph was sitting in a sweater without a nose, just an empty space where his nose used to be because some greedy moth got hungry and ate it. That's so funny. I couldn't help it. I was beside myself. I tried several times to stop, but everything I did made me think deeper about all the things that Rudolph wouldn't be able to do without his nose. Like, how was he going to guide Santa's sleigh? Santa would be so mad because he wouldn't be able to see through the rain, wind, and snow. He'd have to postpone delivery of his presents. All that time he spent reading everyone's list and thinking about what presents to give, thinking about whether kids had been good or bad, naughty or nice, and then deciding how many presents he should instruct his elves to make. All that would have been for nothing. It would have gone down the drain, and he'd have to store all those old presents in his toy factory until next year, which wouldn't leave space for his elves to sleep, so they'd all have to move into the big house with him and Mrs. Claus, putting a definite strain on their marriage. Then all the kids in the world, angry that they didn't receive their presents, would send angry letters to the North Pole demanding that Santa retire or pay for Rudolph's medical coverage so he could get plastic surgery. They would also state that they expected double the presents next year, so he'd have to invest in a bigger sleigh and a few more reindeer. Stop, I told myself, but I couldn't. Maybe Bobby's mother could sew Rudolph a new nose, a bigger, shinier one. At least Rudolph would be able to smell again and taste his food. I bet there's really good food at Santa's house. Miss Claus looks like she can cook. At any rate, at least Santa would be able to see where he's going. What are you laughing at? That was my favorite sweater, roared Bobby. He looked so pitiful, sitting there with this serious expression on his face, talking about his favorite Christmas sweater with a big hole in the middle that he decided to wear on his birthday, which, by the way, was in May. It's hilarious! But I didn't intentionally want to hurt his feelings. So I took a deep breath and held it in till my lungs began to burn. Then when the giggles started to die down, I said, "Sorry, Bobby. It's okay. Guess it's kind of funny when you think about it," he said. "Rudolph without a nose and all." I felt the giggles coming back, marching their way from my chest to my throat. But this time I concentrated. This time I was able to hold them in. I just smiled and nodded. But if he could see inside my soul, he would have seen it was laughing hysterically.